Years after a sudden demonic invasion, daily life has returned to normal among the inhabitants of a large city. Residents of a high-rise building watch a horror film on television. It depicts a group of teenagers who have illegally entered an abandoned city, surrounded by walls built to keep demons out after a previous disaster. Discovering a demon's corpse, one of the teenagers accidentally brings it back to life when blood from his scratch gets into the dead creature's mouth. Meanwhile, in reality, a young woman named Sally is celebrating her birthday at a party in a high-rise apartment. When one of her friends receives a call from a boy named Jacob inviting him to join her, Sally furiously screams that she doesn't want to see him and orders everyone to leave. Secluded in her room, she turns on the television and continues watching the same film. Suddenly, the demon on the screen stares directly at her, then bursts through the television into her apartment and attacks, entering her body. Sally doesn't have time to escape because her friends lock the door, preparing a surprise birthday cake. When her friends enter and hand the seemingly calm Sally the cake, she suddenly transforms into a demon and attacks them, turning almost everyone into bloody monsters except two. The creature's caustic yellow fluid begins to seep through the floors, burning through the ceilings and into neighboring apartments, paralyzing the electrical systems. In one apartment, a dog licks the fluid and becomes a raging monster that kills its owner. In another apartment, a boy, abandoned by his parents, tries to hide from Sally and the awakened demons, but becomes infected with their bile and also transforms. The demonized boy attacks Hannah, a pregnant woman expecting her husband, but she manages to kill him. A small flying demon then emerges from the dead boy's body and continues to pursue Hannah. Meanwhile, her husband George ends up in an elevator with another woman. As they climb out of the elevator through the hatch, a security guard, transformed into a demon after Sally scratched him, bursts into the elevator. He infects the woman who begins chasing George along the top of the elevator. George climbs the cables, throws her down, and reaches their apartment just in time to destroy the flying demon with his umbrella. Meanwhile, a group of bodybuilders led by an instructor named Hank gathers in an underground parking garage with several residents to fortify themselves and attempt to break down the garage doors. Having failed, they defend themselves against the demons with shotguns and improvised means like Molotov cocktails. The demons nevertheless break through. Despite the number of people fighting, most of the uninfected are killed or transformed into demons. Only a young girl named Ingrid manages to get into a car and lock herself inside. The demons are again ascending the building. George triggers a gas leak in the pipes, causing a massive explosion and killing all the infected except Sally. Hannah and George enter her apartment and find two guests hiding from the chaos. The four of them climb to the roof, but Sally blocks their way. She infects both of the hidden guests, but George dispatches them. He then moves with Hannah to the roof of a nearby building, injuring Sally along the way. Inside the adjacent building, which houses a television studio, Hannah gives birth to a baby. A blinded Sally appears and falls, presumably to her death. However, multiple television screens suddenly display an image of Sally running, seemingly trying to break out and attack the viewer, just as the demon had once attacked her. George destroys the monitors, after which he and Hannah, along with the newborn, flee the building.